Hello, Goosebumps fans. This one's going to be a spin-off, but let me just close the chapter on this other one. There we go. Because I don't want to see Slappy's damn face and see his eyes. His horrible, horrible eyes. That's what screwed me over, is his damn eyes. But anyways, besides the whole thing of Slappy having brain damage, there's a new theory in town that I just thought up, and of course you saw the previous video, you already understand it, but I'm going to go in depth on this. What if? It's like, what if? Because apparently in Bride of Living Dummy, we have the sorcerer. The sorcerer made Slappy, and then the sorcerer decided to be like, I'm going to live forever, and I'm going to put myself in that dummy. And it's like, okay, cool. And then, of course, we have everything that's going on here. Slaves in the first book, slaves in the second book, slaves in the third book. Then all of a sudden he's bride, which I think bride / slang for slave. Yep, and married slave. Then we have the fifth book, which he's not looking for slaves. He's trying to save himself. Yeah, and I think this might be a good turning point, being like, okay, so the Slappy persona is slowly taking effect. He stopped saying slave in the first book. Technically, he did. So that means that we could say that Slappy actually was starting to take over. It's like Slappy was starting to take over, / his ego was starting to inflate. Because he was just basically Slappy is one side and the sorcerer is another side. Sorcerer was basically it, but I'm pretty sure we could even say that more brain damage might have happened too, to the point of where he did get revived, but is at a cost of maybe a split personality might have shown up. Yeah, maybe a split personality might have shown up at this point. Yeah, blunt drama. So the fifth book, the sorcerer tried to actually get himself back by maybe even making Wally his new vessel. And he's like, okay, well, you got to do 3 good deeds, or, well, that doesn't make sense. It's like, what the frick? No, that doesn't make sense. I was going to try to say that, oh, well, I think that would have been a failing person. That would have been a failing aspect anyways. He knew that he was going to fail. So that's like, yes. Gonna take Slappy's soul, gonna put it in Wally, and I'm going to return because Wally has nothing. He's a clean slate. So new body, hell yeah, let's get this done. And of course, it didn't really happen, I guess. It's either that or they got let's say a constellation prize, where he didn't actually do it, but he kind of did, and either way it got ended by the stupid girl over there. So let's say that half of his spirit got taken away, thus Wally might have it, maybe, and the sorcerer is now free, maybe. But of course we can just contradict that and say no. Then of course well, I'll have to say this, that yeah, this is the point where it's like, this is going to be a little bit hard, because at this point, actually, no, I think it was Horrorland. So then Horrorland happened, and Horrorland, Slappy actually got very, very vicious. So in the previous times, he did get vicious, but not at a point of where he was vicious now. So I will have to say that at this point, Slappy had full control. Actual full control, and somehow this might even just not even be in part of it, because again, he has a recorder in himself, and we never see him use the recorder ever again. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Unless I'm overthinking things and the recorder is just something that he's able to put in and put out. It's like, then if that's the deal, then my mistake, because I would figure it's like this kid somehow just altered Slappy to where it's like he has a big machine of a recording device inside of him that he can use, which I wouldn't put it over that kid. But if it's just a small recorder that he just taped inside of Slappy, which again, he didn't say that, he didn't say he taped it in there, it's kind of hard, where it's like, yeah, I wish that was used more, but of course, continuity issues, man. Then after that, we do have Son of Slappy, where this is where it gets different. This is where it gets very, very different. Where it's like, okay, so apparently now he's awakening the powers within himself from the sorcerer. So the sorcerer at this point is now completely maybe screwed. And I would have to say that maybe we could say that for Slappy's Nightmare, that was technically the sorcerer going against him, trying to defeat him. And, well, it didn't work out well. And it ended with him being forever stuck in maybe Wally. But I would say it wouldn't work because then that means his powers would have went with him. I would say it's more the fact of, because that great fall, thanks to that little dumbass girl, he failed. Since he failed and Slappy didn't basically win, we're at the point of where Slappy actually won by default, because at least it's the thought that counts. And then in that case, well, guess what? The sorcerer is now completely stuck in Slappy's mind. Get me out! I want my slaves! And it's like, yep, and he's gone forever. He is stuck in there forever. Oh man, that sucks for you, buddy. That sucks for you. And now in Son of Slappy, he's able to have these powers of puppeting a kid. That's new. That's because, well, now he's able to do more stuff because it's a sorcerer. So yeah, he's able to do more things, which now brings us to the point being like, okay, so that means that when it comes to certain dummies, they don't have as much power as Slappy does. That sucks. It's like, yeah, so Slappy can whoop anyone he wants. It's just that back then he didn't have that power. It was just secretly in him, and plus the sorcerer was involved in this. So now, since the sorcerer is now in a messed up state of where he's in the state of mind of Slappy, stuck forever, the powers that he has is so much to where he's technically Superman. Yep. So let's see. I don't know what happened in Slappy New Year. Sorry. I don't know what happened in Slappy New Year's. I don't know what happened in Slappy birthday to you. Sorry. No, don't forget to tell me on that. Let's see. So, yeah, apparently Slappy's evil twin. Nothing really happened in there to actually show that he has magical powers, but that one's actually supposed to be very, very first in the beginning. So, yeah, still was kind of messed up. Where it's like, okay, so Wally's the twin of Slappy. Snappy is the evil twin of Slappy. It's getting very, very crazy out of hand here. It seems to me that what really should have happened is that Wally should have been in that book. It shouldn't have been Snappy. It should have been Wally. Wally should have actually gotten a good chance. And it would have been cool that you have a messed up fallout, and it makes more sense where it's like, oh, and Wally returned. Oh, you left your poor brother alone, and you never actually tried looking for him. He's coming to pay you back. Okay, I sold on that idea. I'm sold. That's what should have happened. But, oh well. Got another one around. Okay, frick it. Let's see, and Ghost of Slappy. Well, it shows that he has magical powers after death, which beforehand, all he did was just possess the girl, but I think since he has gashes on the head, his body completely destroyed, he's a ghost form that actually will possess people. If he has just one little gash in his head, then he's a freaking ghost. If his head is cracked open, but his body's not destroyed, he's just a puff of green smoke, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Let's see, anything else? I think that's about it. So, especially with Dummy versus Mummy, he has all those powers thanks to the freaking sorcerer. So basically, in the end, I have to believe that the sorcerer at some point got screwed over. Because I'm pretty sure that when it comes to Slappy, even though I really want to believe it's really Slappy and not the sorcerer, because in this case, it's like the sorcerer is a coward. He's a freaking coward, and he lets people do his dirty work for him when he has all that power to use. The second one, if that was him, then you still didn't use your powers, and you got taken down by two girls, and you got tackled by this one that you're like, it's competition, dude. You should have already used your magical powers to heat beam eye blast him. I mean, he has that power to heat beam eye blast. He has that power. and he never used it until Dummy versus Mummy. What the oh, let's see, a third one. I think he eventually got tickled to death. What the hell? Fourth one, he got destroyed completely. So that sucks. But he was somehow able to reassemble himself back together. Something that Mr. Wood still has yet to this day do. We don't have any explanation of how he did it, and it sucks that we never will get an explanation. Anyways, have a scary day, have a scary night.